Hello, it's Tian and welcome to my channel. Today we are exploring the potent, the passionate and the oh so powerful placement of Venus falling into the partner's 8th house. This is a very heavy, strong, magnetic and alluring pull. It is vastly different to the 12th house synastry. I've just made a video on that, and I am remaking this 8th house video as I wanted to keep my personal information out of it. However, it is a very powerful bond, and it is one that I do know truly within myself and my relationships that I've had in the past. So what we are inherently exploring when Venus falls into a partner's 8th house within a synastry overlay is a karmic bond. It is also a trauma bond that is occurring. So Venus in and of itself is ruled by Taurus and co-rules over Libra. It is inherently our sensual nature, our beautiful harmonic approach to life, our love, and it is all the beauty and affection that the world offers us and we offer the world in return. When it comes to the 8th house, the 8th house governs over sex, death and rebirth, in-laws, karmic ties and karmic bonds. It is all about other people's money as well, and it's ruled by Pluto. Now Pluto is the governing ruler of transformation, transmutation, and all that is relevant to rising like a phoenix. Scorpio is the inherent energy of the 8th house, and when I think about Venus in a partner's 8th house, I am thinking about two individuals that are coming together to either catalyze their emotional undercurrents, catalyze their trauma bond, and being able to rise like a phoenix as two individuals throughout their relationship, or remain stinging each other like two scorpions. And the Scorpio is the totem. The first totem for Scorpio is a scorpion, and secondly is an eagle, and that is like the higher perspective and understanding of what's going on. And then the third is the phoenix, and that is the rising above the ashes to supersede all that is going on and catalyze their emotional undercurrents. So what's occurring here inherently is the energy of Persephone, which is Pluto's wife, also Venus, coming into Pluto's house, and Scorpio also used to, in ancient traditional astrology, co-rule or actually be the ruler of Scorpio. So it is like our love and our beauty and our harmony meeting with passion and desire and that very strong masculine influence. So whether or not you are a male or female in the relationship, if you are the 8th house person, you are embodying the masculine energy within this relationship. And if you are the Venusian person, whether or not you're male or female, you are embodying the feminine energy within this relationship. So despite your gender, this is what is occurring within this complex interplay of energies in synastry overlay with Venus coming into the partner's 8th house. And with this interplay, it is again all about power, passion, potent energy, and it is about transcending and transforming the karmic ties and the trauma bond that's occurring within this relationship. Now, the uninvolved shadow side of this relationship can pertain to psychological, physical and emotional abuse. Now, if that is occurring in your life, please do seek help, and please do not be afraid to call out to Lifeline. Domestic violence is very, very prevalent in Australia, and I do urge you to explore that. However, I must, and I'm not condoning it at all in this video, however, I must explore the fact that when there is 8th house Venus overlay in synastry, both partners have the potential to play out the empath and the narcissist. They play out both roles at different times. The Venus person is very much aware of their position and their part to play within the relationship, and it is important for them to acknowledge that. In pop psychology, especially with social media and the likes, the word narcissist is actually overused quite dramatically. And as a third-year psychology student, I want to speak to the fact that narcissism is actually part of the dark triad. Grandiose narcissism and the likes is definitely interconnected with the dark triad, and it is a mental illness that does need, obviously, help. However, within this relationship in and of itself, the narcissistic traits of manipulation and objectification, sexual objectification specifically, and control is very much playing out by both individuals within this relationship, because they are unevolved and they're sitting in their shadow self. They are both also the empathetic nature. They also have the compassion and the understanding and the availability to connect with the energy and the field around them to understand what is occurring within the relationship as well. So I do urge you that when this does come up, that you acknowledge your part to play in the role, and if you are the empath, that you sit in that space and you hold that space very heavily. However, if you are the narcissist, you be conscious of your role and your and the fear that is being triggered within you, because it is all about the fears being triggered, and that's highlighting this shadow self within the relationship. And it's about the fact that there is a lack of psychological or physiological boundaries. So the one person may push boundaries to achieve what they want in the relationship, and the other individual will allow them to do that. And there is a strong unwillingness to separate from each individual, and that is therefore inherently highlighting this trauma bond that is occurring within the relationship as well. So I do urge you to be conscious of your connection. And even in an evolved manifestation of this connection, there is a very strong entrapment of the provider and the receiver, or the god and the goddess. It is a very strong archetypal coherence that is played out within this relationship, whether it be in the shadow self or the spiritually aligned self. Because the spiritually aligned version of this is very, very incredible. There is a strong ability for spiritual resurrection with this relationship. There's a strong ability to worship one another's body, worship one another's soul, and worship one another's mind, and be able to accept one another warts and all. Because of this trauma bonding, it's being able to peel back the layers of each individual to see them as they are, as a diamond that has been molded by pressure, as the lotus that has been birthed out of mud, and being able to catalyze and transform and transmute these energies to inherently connect with each other on a pleasurable level and of a sensual level, and inherently be able to cultivate a sense of emotional fulfillment for both individuals, sensual fulfillment for both individuals, and of course psychological and spiritual fulfillment as well. And being able to fulfill one another on an intimate level is very, very strong with this bond and this connection as well. The intimacy is out of this world, and there is a very strong tantric connection with Kundalini and the activations in the transcendence of time, space, reality, because it's the merging of the mind and the body of the soul. It is the merging of all the facets of every individual to be able to innately and intimately connect with each other at a psychologically deep level, at a physiologically deep level, and then also at a spiritually deep level as well. So this is a very beautiful harmonic connection, and I do urge you to connect with that and transform and transcend that shadow self through this relationship. The shadow self is very inherent within this relationship because of the fact that 8th house is governed by crisis, and like I said, death and rebirth. And so it's connecting with those subconscious realms and the secrecies of what we hide from the world, and being able to explore that together and accept each other warts and all as well, because it's about seeing the good, bad and ugly in everyone, and that's what true emotional and physical and spiritual elevation and self-actualization really speaks to in this synastry aspect, along with all levels of religion and transcendence inherently. So I urge you to connect with each other on an emotional level and explore each other's emotional vulnerability, and allow the psychological bonding to occur that enables a profound transcendence for both of you, and then being able to come together. So it's about understanding that there is a trauma bond occurring here and seeing it for what it is, but also coming apart to see each other's part to play in the relationship, and part to play with their own cycles that are repeating themselves within their own trauma bonded experience through the relationship, and then metamorphosizing and leveling up at their own rate. And then if you were supposed to separate because of the fact that you aren't leveling up together, then that will innately happen. And it's about having faith in yourself and your own ability to metamorphosize and catalyze and transform and transmute this energy into the highest possible octave as well. Because despite the fact that there's strong sexual chemistry and intense attraction, there is a very potent undercurrent that could birth evil if it remained in the shadow work. So like I said, just recognize your part to play within the relationship, whether that be the Venus person or the 8th house person. And now, speaking of the 8th house person, there is a very strong sense of obsession that can come from the 8th house person towards the Venus person. And it's not intentional by any means or any levels, but what it is inherently doing is acknowledging that the 8th house person is in the embodiment of all that the Venus person is embodying all that the 8th house person desires on a sexual level, on an intimate level, and it's tapping into those different realms that the 8th house person chooses to keep hidden, that this Venus person is unlocking within them through their intimate connection, just as much as their psychological bond and emotional undercurrents as well. So another thing that I need to mention as well is the fact that there is a very strong potential for possessiveness and jealousy within this relationship, because of the very strong emotional bond that is forged between the two individuals. It is bringing up issues of power and control, and the 8th house person inherently wants to control the Venusian person because of that Mars dominant, Pluto dominant, masculine archetypal role. So there is a chance that they will try to manipulate or dominate the Venus person's nature. However, with the Venus person, they also, like I said, they know the part they're playing in the relationship. So they do have the strength and the knowingness to be able to also co-dominate. So it's kind of like there's two individuals flipping the script consistently within the relationship, and there's always trying to be one on top. And it's about being able to just have trust and transcend that with your own personal loyalty, your loyalty to yourself. So if there is one of the individuals is talking to another person, whether that's the opposite gender or whatever sexual orientation you do have, It's about acknowledging your sense of self and acknowledging the fear that is being triggered within you that you need to catalyze. Because that other person, both individuals within this interaction, have free will. If they so choose to do what they so choose to do, that's on them. But it's up to you to be able to look yourself in the mirror each and every day and know that you're enough within yourself. So this projection almost is occurring because it's unearthing these fears and this deep insecurity and vulnerability and even abandonment wound that is within you, within this relationship. So this is a beautiful relationship. There is a very strong karmic connection, and there is this soul contract that is occurring, that is being signed off on by both individuals throughout this relationship. And it's important for both individuals, like I said, to understand the part that they play within the relationship. Now, it obviously depends on all the other aspects and what else is occurring in the 8th house as to how powerful this interplay is, how healthy or unhealthy this interplay is, and only you know that. I can also do a Synastry reading for you. I am a 3rd year psychology student and I absolutely love astrology. I've been an astrologer for 6 years now, so please feel free to reach out and explore those options if you so choose. And bless you and thank you, and have a beautiful time exploring this passionate and powerful relationship together.